Welcome back to another episode of Fantasy Football RPG, where we're going through our prospect profile deep dives. Today we are talking about Elic Ayomanor, the 6'2", 206-pound. He'll be 22 years old when he's a rookie. He's 21 now. Bear with me. But as you can tell, we have a packed house full of some very smart guys. David Latham, manager over at Last Word on Sports. You look fantastic this evening.
Thank you. Got a haircut, long overdue.
It looks great. And Evan, longtime fantasy football RPG queen. And dude, I thought we texted about this. Why are we wearing the same polo? Come on.
I don't know. I've had this on since 4:58 Central
PM, because that's when you went to work. But let's talk about Elic Ayomanor. Evan, what does the data say about our boy from Stanford?
Yeah, so Elic Ayomanor, we're talking about somebody who had 694 snaps out wide, so used almost exclusively as an outside wide receiver. Of the, say, top 10 guys in the class, that should be the most outside snaps this past season, only 79 in the slot. So can he be used in the slot? I mean, sure. Was he? No, not really. 109 targets, which when you see a wide receiver with triple-digit target volume, you know that they're the clear one in that offense. They're getting a consolidated target share, which is exactly what we saw out of Elic this season at Stanford, which was a bad offense. 63 receptions. Man, that reception percentage, that's a tough one right there. 831 yards with 244 yak. Once again, looking at the top 10 guys, that's pretty close to the bottom. So not going to be a yak monster, but where he did thrive was his ADOT of a 14.2 ADOT, which once again, of the top 10 guys, should be the highest ADOT of the group. But he only had 1.9 yards per route run. Wasn't used really at all behind the line of scrimmage, only 5 yards this past season. Short area game, 309 of his yards. Mid area game, 10 to 19 yards. Had 280, and in deep yardage, he had 237. So pretty consistently spread, showing that he can do it at all levels of the game to be able to help any NFL franchise as an outside wide receiver.
Yep. That all checks. The quarterbacks at Stanford are cheeks. And if you're listening, please comment who the Stanford quarterback was in 2023 and 2024. If you know off the top of your head, you're degenerate and we love you. David, what are some of the landing spots that you could see Elic going to?
So Elic is an interesting guy. He's not my favorite prospect in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not a great wide receiver class. I think he'll benefit from that and probably be a mid to late second round pick is what I believe. When you're looking at teams in that range, the first one that really jumps out to me is the Green Bay Packers picking at 54, which is the later half of the second round, but still, a respectable enough draft capital. You'd be happy with that. Christian Watson, not looking great. They need more wide receivers, and Green Bay really likes to have sort of an offensive attack with a bunch of good wide receivers who won't really be like Justin Jefferson's, the real target hogs, the 30% target share types of guys. So I think he'd be a good fit there. Looking a little bit further down the board, Houston at 58, I think would be another great fit. Diggs is gone. Tank Dell's hurt. He's going to miss the whole year. He's been injured a lot, so you really don't know when he comes back, how much he'll have left. Nico Collins is a god, but you really need to get CJ Stroud some help. He looked fantastic as a rookie. Took a bit of a slip last year. Which guy's the real one? Get him a wide receiver, and we'll find out that way.
Yep. I like the Houston call out because I think Christian Kirk, you sit him in the slot, you wait until Tank Dell comes back, you figure out what happens there. From a real NFL impact, like that would be great for CJ Stroud. Targets would be tough to come by, which would make me sad. So
also, I don't really care that much about what's his name, Kirk, at this stage in life. Like, I think he's pretty much done.
Well, that's sad. Sell me Christian Kirk any leagues we have together. But his current price on the Football Guys Rookie Guide, we did some startup draft stuff. He is the wide receiver 22. You guys should go check that out. Then over on Fantasy Calc, overall player 22, not wide receiver 22.
Okay.
That would have been bonkers. He is the 22nd overall player in rookie draft ADP. And then on Fantasy Calc, which is taking a real startups and real rookie drafts that are happening, he is the 23rd overall player, sitting right behind Isaiah Bond. So do that what you will. How do we feel about the price of a very late second round pick for Elic if he goes to one of the landing spots you talked about, Green Bay or Houston?
So it's a cop-out because it's always my answer. Take the running back. Really. But if you're forcing me to take a wide receiver, I think that's a very good price for the guy. Like I said earlier, I'm not the biggest fan of his game, but I also admit I get things wrong. What I like to do is I always like to look at the aggregate data because if you're betting on outliers, far more often than not, you're going to be wrong. He doesn't have the perfect profile by any stretch of the imagination, but assuming he gets that second round draft capital or early third, that's pretty decent odds. He's at least going to have some flex weeks you're going to like down the line. And for a late second, I'll take that.
Yeah, that's fair. Evan, what about you?
Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of Elic. We've had this debate for a while, but look, you're right on the nose here, David. The wide receiver class is rough when you get outside of the top 5 guys, if you include Travis Hunter in there, top 4 if you don't. It becomes a hodgepodge of who do you like for what reason. If you're going to tell me that you have somebody on the outside that say he turns into Cedric Tillman, am I mad at that at a late second price? I mean, maybe. Tillman had a couple useful weeks this year. So sure, at a late second price, he's somebody that you can take a shot on. Would not be going any earlier. And personally, for me, if I had to take a shot on him, it'd probably be early third rather than late second.
What's funny is that I know I'm the resident Elic supporter. I have him as the 19th overall player. So I like him. I think he's going to stick around the NFL for a very long time. He has the size, the run blocking. He does all of the things that we don't care about for fantasy really well, which will keep him on a team. From a fantasy perspective, he is he's on the spectrum. I'm not saying that he's him. He is somewhere on the A.J. Brown, Michael Wilson spectrum. This big-bodied receiver that sits on the outside. And he's probably 60, 70% of that at best. So if he goes to a high-powered offense like Houston and Nico Collins goes down, you have a plug-and-play, basically a wide receiver handcuff. If he goes to Green Bay, he's just another name that you're better for best ball is how I would feel about that. Evan, what is the worst case scenario for Elic?
Worst case scenario, out of the league because he can't actually play football at the end of his rookie contract.
All right.
Look, no, seriously, Mike, though. You look at the injury profile of what happened while he was at Stanford.
Yep.
Tearing his ACL, tearing his MCL, tearing his meniscus, I'm pretty sure his senior year of high school even. So there's a lot of damage to his knees already. Sure, modern medicine has come a long way, but if you see another injury to his knee, that could be pretty hard to come back from.
That's fair. I hope he can still play football at 27. I'm going to go out on a limb here. But that is a fair concern. Best case scenario, he ends up that prototypical X where maybe he's not a crazy target earner, but when he does get 4 or 5 targets, it's the chance for 2 touchdowns, the chance for a big play. He does a lot of the contested catches are absurd. Just great body control, great concentration, better for best ball. So cool. David, any closing thoughts on Elic?
Yeah, I guess I'll just add my thoughts on him. I think he's one of those guys, like you said, Mike, he's going to be much better in real football than fantasy. So I'm not really looking to add him, but, there are worse players. There are guys that stick around. If you need a wide receiver, yeah, go for it.
Yep. Cool. Well, that'll do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening, and you guys should go check out Dubby. It's a jitterless energy drink, gets us through the day. Evan and I never sleep. David, I'm pretty sure doesn't have to because he's just writing all the time. But use code FFRPG at checkout. You'll get a little money off. We get a little money back, and we love you for it. Be sure to like and subscribe. Catch you next time. Evan, I love you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Football RPG Podcast. If you made it this far, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to check out written content, head over to lastwordonsports.com.
Don't let the goblins get you.